President Merrick Gertler, Professor Cheryl Regier, Professor Christina Amen, Jim Leach, the Chair of the MasterCard Foundation Board, Don Morrison, Director of the MasterCard Foundation Board, distinguished faculty, proud parents, guests, friends, and the class of 2017. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm thrilled. I am so thrilled to receive this honor in this august hall and to see all of you here, to see all of you with your families and friends who are here to celebrate your accomplishments. Graduates, congratulations. Many of you have plans for what comes next, and your education could not be more relevant in the times that we live. We are entering turbulent times when we face threats to our global security, our global sustainability. Our planet is warming. We see great inequities of poverty. And yet, this is also a time for optimism. We live in a time when we have the capacity to change the lives of millions of people, to do good for humanity at a scale previously unimagined. New knowledge and new applications are moving at such a rapid rate to personalize medicine, to end hunger, to heal the environment, and to map the universe. Our interactions with artificial intelligence increases each day, and you will experience it most profoundly. Becoming a force for good will call on your intelligence, to be sure, but it will also call on your self-awareness, your humility, empathy, understanding, and judgment. These are qualities that are developed over a lifetime. How will you develop such wisdom? How will you grow as a person? I believe you will need to love deeply. Love yourself, yes. Love your work, absolutely. Love the problems that you wish to solve. But most of all, I hope that you will love deeply in your relationships. We live in a time when our relationships are mediated by technology. We have never been more connected and yet more lonely. Don't give up intimacy for likes. Real relationships, deep relationships, have the power to teach us, to transform us, to anchor us as we move through this world. So I would like to wish for you 3 relationships that all of us need in our lives if we are to continue to grow and to become better versions of ourselves. First, someone to learn from, someone who's gone ahead and who can report back on what they've seen and learned. Second, someone to share with, to walk alongside, to discuss dreams and aspirations and challenges, and to support each other. And third, someone to teach, someone to pass along your life lessons and from whom you can also learn. These relationships may be found in one person or 3, or in the many people in your lives. They are relationships which transcend age, gender, culture, religion, geography, profession. These may be people you already know, or they may be people you have yet to meet. What matters is that you have a real connection. Fresh out of college, I met Jim Muldoon, an encounter that was to begin a 30-year romance and partnership. Within 10 weeks, we had moved in together into a tiny apartment in Brooklyn. And in less than a year, we were married. And 3 weeks after our wedding, I moved out. I moved to Boston to begin graduate school, while Jim continued to live and work in New York. So began an unconventional marriage, a life that took us around the world, that took us into interesting careers, and into the lives of others. Our journey covered passions, ideas, thoughts, adventures, failures, disappointments, and triumphs. Jim was my truth teller. He kept me grounded. When I was too serious, he was completely irreverent. And when I was discouraged or had doubts, he encouraged me and challenged me. Our relationship was a place for listening, for honest conversations, where love was unconditional and where we had the freedom to discover our purpose in life. Relationships are rich, messy, demanding. They help us learn who we really are and who we are not, to be seen as imperfect. Relationships help us show up for others, to be an ally, to be a truth teller, to care, to be invested in someone else's success when we have little or nothing to gain. This is the most exciting and it is the greatest privilege. Relationships move us to love deeply, to find meaning in this world. They are also the essence of community. As engineers and scientists, you know that community is essential to innovation. You are trained to be problem solvers, and the world will serve up problems to be solved. Some will be simple, others complex. Solving complex problems requires connections with those around you, with those with whom you may agree, and with those who will come to a problem from a completely different perspective, one with which you may totally disagree. You graduate today with a little bit more knowledge than you had a few years ago. Yet realistically, each of us knows little. If we were to combine the power of knowledge in this room, the sum total would be far greater than the parts. Give us a giant problem, and we will solve it more effectively together than we could alone. Creating community is much more work. It requires that we resist the easy path, that we not be the hero of the story. In fact, that we give up our ego. Creating community requires that we listen and we engage each other thoughtfully. I'm sure this is something that you found during your time here at the University of Toronto. This is an institution that's built on that spirit. The belief that there's a connection among people who come from diverse backgrounds with different perspectives that's absolutely essential and central to our success as a society. So as you move ahead, I hope that you will anchor yourselves in real relationships and that you will love deeply. Good luck and thank you.